contractor I work for picked up a little tractor and a bucket setup. It's going to put a wear bar in the bottom of it, but then I'd have to move these teeth out 4 inches, probably more like 5. Be a lot more leverage out here. And the whole bucket's just 1/8 inch sheet metal. That's all it is. You got your little bit of wear bar and protector on the outside corner there. But like I told him, it doesn't really matter what I do. The whole bucket's still made out of 1/8 inch. So went ahead and hard rodded in between the teeth for him. I've seen these wore out 2 inches back in here between the teeth from not getting hard rodded or anything. And then the seam for their blade here, you can see this weld here pretty much missed the whole thing, but there's only 3 welds on the whole thing. So I went ahead and put another 2.5 inch bead behind each tooth. That's where it's going to try to flex the most. It's going to try to, on that pocket, be working this way. So I ought to keep those, make those last a little bit longer. Then I went ahead and hard rodded up the side for the first 2/3. That's where all the wear will be on the side, on around the side. Got a couple beads up there. That'll help protect it a fair amount. Couple of hard rod tips though. Get this flipped back over. Whenever you're hard rodding in a vertical position, always go up. You get, I'm using that metal powder rod. There's a video a couple years back on that metal powder rod, but you always get your thing, you're pausing for 3-4 seconds, and then you jump up. When you jump up like that, you leave your puddle behind. If you start at the top and try to jump down, you wash your puddle down with you. So a lot of times you'll end up with a crater rather than a convex buildup of the puddle. So anytime you're hard rodding in a vertical position, always do your thing, pause 3, 4, 5 seconds, jump on up, and that'll leave the puddle behind. Jump on up, jump on up. Like I said, whenever you go down, you'll wash your puddle down with you. A lot of times you'll end up with a crater and no buildup at all. So, and the other tip, I went ahead and welded these solid up here, but this isn't hard rod. Went ahead and did the same thing, put a bead behind the corner on each pocket. But anytime you're doing a big, I actually started one here. This wasn't long enough to do it, but you start washing a solid hard rod bead like that. This hard rod's so hard, it'll self-relieve its own stress. So you'll get perpendicular cracks across where your hard surfacing bead was. That's why you do the circles. When you do the circles, they shrink together. They're pulling together rather than having one solid bead that cracked perpendicular to your hard surfacing. A lot of times when you do one solid bead, you'll go ahead and crack the steel underneath it because it'll crack perpendicular if we were doing this edge. So always go up. Anytime you can, use circles. Circles is just something you learn through the years. I've been hard rodding for almost 40 years, and it's just better because when that circle shrinks, it pulls together rather than cracking perpendicular to a solid bead of the hard rod. So just a couple hard rod tips. Everybody be safe.